Yeah, thank you, everyone. So let's invite Geshe Allah to give some summaries of today's teaching. Geshe Allah, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. I always hope all of you well and happy. And today there's nothing much I can summarize, I can review. At the beginning, His Holiness quoted from one of the sutra. The first sentence is mentioned about profound and peace, the first two words. The second words is free from elaboration. And the third one, clear and unconditioned. So within one sentence, there are three words. So this sentence, this sutra, Buddha taught after he fully enlightened, fully become a Buddha. Then somebody requests him to give a teaching. Then he said, yes, actually I found the teaching which is profound, not only just profound, also very peaceful. Not just peace and profound, it is completely free from elaboration. Not only just peace, profound, free from elaboration, is also completely luminous and unconditioned. These three words, His Holiness always link with the three wheels of Dharma. Profound and peace. This is starting point of the first wheel of Dharma. The first wheel of Dharma, Buddha Shakyamuni taught to the common people or publicly, because it's very easy to understand the Four Noble Truths. Also, when he taught the Four Noble Truths, he used the Pali language. Historically, the Pali language was the common language. All the common people use it. So in the common teaching, Buddha Shakyamuni lay down the foundation of the second wheel of Dharma and third wheel of Dharma. So when we think about the first, the meaning or the practice of first wheel of Dharma is very important. As a Buddhist, we must have the good knowledge about the Four Noble Truths. If you have a good understanding of the Four Noble Truths, then you will have the pure and strong faith into Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. When you understood the Four Noble Truths, then for you very easy to understand the truth, nature, the system of samsara. The second, free from elaboration. These words, this one is always linked, connected with the second wheel of Dharma, which is Parajana Paramita teachings. The second wheel of Dharma mainly explained the emptiness. The emptiness is free from elaboration, free from the true extremes. And third, illuminous and unconditioned is linked with the third wheel of Dharma. Within the third wheel of Dharma, there's one particular teaching named Great Differentiation. Among the selected students or disciples who attend the Parjana Paramita teaching, some of them confuse about the teaching of emptiness. Because, so during the first wheel of Dharma, Buddha Shakyamuni introduced to the disciple, everything exists inherently, substantially. During the second wheel of Dharma, particularly in the Parjana Paramita teaching, Buddha Shakyamuni completely changed the topic. He said, nothing exists inherently. Then somebody asked the question to Buddha Shakyamuni, the first wheel of Dharma, you explained everything exists independently. Then second, the wheel of Dharma, you introduce nothing exists independently, inherently. It look like there's a contradiction. Of course, there's no contradiction. Please, illuminate us how you can say first, everything exists inherently. Second time, nothing exists inherently. Then Buddha Shakyamuni gave a teaching, differentiate between the three characteristics phenomena, particularly the people who don't understand everything empty of inherent existence. This is this teaching include into third wheel of Dharma. Within the third wheel of Dharma, there's one important teaching. Buddha explained about the nature of the mind, or clear light mind, which is illumination, and unconditioned. So this teaching mainly linked with the Tantrayana teaching. As I explained yesterday, when you read the Parjana Paramita teachings, there's a lot of repetition, a lot of repeat again and again. From beginning to end, there's a lot of repetition. From beginning to end, it's always explain emptiness. They cannot see much about the practices except emptiness. Therefore, a Sangha explained the hidden meaning to the disciple. He received the teaching from Mitriya Buddha. Then he explained to the disciple, there's no, repetition in the Parjana Paramita teaching. This is the meaning, actual meaning. And Nagarjuna, so it's only mentioned, he purposefully, he was born in this planet to illuminate the emptiness, particularly the meaning of the Parjana Paramita teachings. Therefore, he composed the Mulamaka, what is it? Madhyamaka Mula Karika. Sawasharab. So when you read the Mula Madhimaka Karika, there's a lot of words. Most of the words always explain how things are empty of inherent existence, how things are mainly exist dependently. Also, you cannot see much about practicing great compassion, practicing Four Noble Truths, practicing truly interdependence. Therefore, Chandrakirti Davatapa, so he composed two important texts, two important commentary on the Mula Madhimaka Karika. One is the entering into middle way, Uma Jukpa. The entering into middle way, the text is the mainly commentary on the actual meaning, or the hidden meaning. The second text he composed, Prasamapati. This text also, the commentary on the Mula Madhimaka Karika, mainly explain the detailedly the words. These two texts are very important to realize the actual meaning of the Mula Madhimaka Karika, also the indirect or the hidden meaning. So therefore Davatapa is very important, because these two texts become very important to commentary on the Mula Madhimaka Karika. So he should emphasize very much about that. Then I think you can read the chapter 6, chapter 6, the word number 224, 25, and 26. Right? 224, 25, 26 are kind of the conclusion. (224) is a very nice and also very important to know the meaning. Thus, illuminated by rays of wisdom's light, so due to the wisdom of knowing emptiness, illuminates the truth nature of phenomena. Then the Bodhisattva sees clearly as a gooseberry on his open palm. In India, there's a particular fruit they call gooseberry berry. Traditionally, if you grow the plant, the tree, with the milk, not water, in the soil, everything there, every day you have to pour milk. At the end, you can have the fruit. The fruit look like crystal. It's a very transparent. You can see everything inside. If you go, let's say if you're able to enter in the fruit, you can see everything very clearly outside. It looks like this has a fruit, which is very clear like crystal. So once you understand emptiness, you can see the nature of all phenomena very clearly, the fruit like in your hand. Then there are the three three realms in the entirely unborn form, they are very start. This means include three realms. All phenomena not really born entirely, inherently. Then through the practice of emptiness, through practice of the conventional truth, of true truth, practice unanimely, then you can achieve the cessation, journey to the cessation. Here what I thought when I listened the teachings, I think many of our Dharma friends has some misunderstanding about the true truth, the conventional truth and ultimate truth. They know, the meaning. For example, this calendar book, this calendar handbook is conventional truth. When you fully realize the book, when you able to apprehend the book, yes, you apprehend the book, it doesn't mean you understood the conventional truth. Yes, everybody know, house, books, food, we know so many things. It doesn't mean we understood, we realize the conventional truth. No. So this is conventional truth. It doesn't mean you realize the conventional truth. Within the true truth, first, we must realize the ultimate truth, which is emptiness. And also the meaning of emptiness, it doesn't mean everything is empty, there's a nothingness. No. For example, when you say, oh, this cup is empty of water, this means both objects exist. Cup is exists, water exists, both of them existent phenomena. When you say the cup is empty of water, mean the water is not in the cup. In the cup, there's no water. Actually, the water is there. Somewhere is water is there. This is kind of, empty of water mean the container is empty. There's no water in the container. That means the container is existent phenomena. The water also can existent phenomena. Also, is not the meaning of emptiness. Second, when you think about emptiness of the cup is empty of inherent existent phenomena. The cup is empty of independent entity. It means the cup itself, the phenomena itself, not exist independently, inherently. The cup, the nature is totally empty of inherent existence. At that moment, we are not talking about true phenomena. That means the cup is empty of inherent existence, means the cup cannot exist inherently, independently, right? Therefore, you must understand the differences between the cup is empty of water, the cup is, the nature of the cup is empty of inherent existence. There's a big difference. Once you realize emptiness of the cup, emptiness of I, emptiness of the five aggregates, then second, you will realize the conventional truth. In order to understand the conventional truth, first, you must realize the ultimate truth. what is the definition of confessional truth? The thing merely designation. The things are exist, but exist merely only designation. Therefore, in order to realize the conventional truth, you must realize ultimate truth. The book is conventional truth. It doesn't mean when you know the book, it doesn't mean you realize the conventional truth. It's very important to tell you related to the phrase number 224. Then 225, right? 225. Look at. Though his mind may rest continuously in the cessation. So here, talking about the Buddha's cessation. The Hinayana practitioner who practice emptiness with the renunciation with the emptiness, he or she will achieve the cessation. The cessation is only cease the ignorance, all the afflictive emotions, all the karmas, all the imprint lived by ignorance, emotions, the cessations. But the Hinayan practitioner, once they achieve the cessation, they can remain in the cessation for many eons. They just remain, the blissness state for many eons. They cannot benefit any other sentient beings. They themselves, he or she, just be happy, very joyful with the state of cessation. The Mahayan practitioner who achieved the Mahayan cessation, who achieved the Buddhahood, who reached to the Buddhahood, he or she achieved the cessation. They fully ceased ignorance, afflictive emotions, all the imprints, include operation of omniscience. But he or she, after he or she become a Buddha, they never just remain in the cessation state. They will born in the samsara. Look at, therefore here, though his mind may rest continuously in the cessation, he also generated compassion for the beings, benefit of protection. So therefore, many of our Dharma brother and sister has a confusion. Once he become Buddha, they just stay in the Buddhahood. They just stay in the Buddha land. They never, born in the samsara. Therefore, about the Buddha Shakyamuni, there's a two different kind of view about Buddha Shakyamuni. According to Theravada tradition, for them, when Buddha was born, he was just ordinary boy. Then gradually study the Hinduism. Then finally, he wasn't happy with some view about Hinduism. Then totally he gave up the Hinduism. Then he himself, he was trying to find the path to eliminate the suffering, the origin of suffering. Then finally he realized the selflessness, practiced for many years. finally he became a Buddha at the Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi tree. Then when he took into parinirvana, according to their tradition, it was his last life, then no more. According to Mahayana Buddhist tradition, before he was born in this planet, this world, he was in the Tushita. He was giving a lot of teaching for the divine being. Then due to his aspiration, he come down to this world and take a rebirth in the king family. Then, in order to know us, how should we achieve Buddhahood, then he go through all the practice to show us the paths. Then finally he give a teaching. When he took into parinirvana, he just left this human body, because this human body is made of flesh and bones and blood. Still, he continuously remained in the samsara to protect all sentient beings in different way with the different manifestation. This is I want to tell you. Then the last sentence, the sentence number 2.26. Rule 26 also is very important. And like a king of the Sawan, soaring ahead of the other accomplished swans with the wide wing of the conventional and ultimate truth, surprised wide properly by the powerful wind of the virtues, the Bodhisattva would crush to the excellent fair shore the ocean qualities of the concourse. Here you can see the two wings. Wings of the ultimate truth, the wings of the conventional truth, the wings of the methods, the wings of the wisdom. When you practice methods, you must practice the methods, any kinds of methods, practice with the wisdom. When you practice wisdom, any kinds of wisdom, you must practice with the methods. Then you're able to cross the samsara, then you're able to achieve the Buddhahood. For example, I said many times, the simple practice, reciting mantra, like reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. So it's a practice of methods. First, you need to visualize the Buddha, they recite the mantra. Before you visualize, before you recite the mantra, you must generate the great motivation, the pure motivation for becoming Buddha, to benefit all sentient beings. That means you generate bodhicitta, then you practice the methods. Then at the end, without losing the force or the impact of practicing methods, then you can practice the wisdom, impermanence, emptiness, selflessness. On the other hand, at the beginning, you can practice or meditate on emptiness. Within having the impact of meditation or meditating of emptiness, then you can start to practice or taking refuge bodhicitta recitations. Therefore, it is so important to combine the practice of wisdom and methods, practice of bodhicitta and emptiness, practice of two truths. So when we think about emptiness, we thought, wow, emptiness is so important. Yes, it is important. We didn't think the conventional truth also equally important as an emptiness. If you only think emptiness is important, then conventional truth is not important, then you're not going to engage, you're not going to do any practices because you think the conventional truth is not important. The more you have understanding of emptiness, the more you care about your actions. Particularly when we think about the conventional truth, look at, we think it's very simple, the conventionality, how the conventional phenomena functioning. We think it's very simple, not really simple. For example, all of you, I think everybody, grows flower in your house. And every 2-3 days you add water. Let's say every 2-3 days you add water, you add 1 cup of water, just only 1 cup of water, not more and less. Then there's a result, only 1 cup of water. If you reduce little water, let's say you just reduce 1 spoon of water from the 1 cup of water, if you add, from our eyes you can see it's same thing. Adding 1 cup of water, adding little bit less cup of water, for us we can see it's the same result. Actually, no. Therefore, in the conventional level, it's a very subtle. If you add little bit less, you can see there's an impact. If you add little bit more, also there must be an impact, but we don't understand. Therefore, the more you got understanding of emptiness, then the more you have to be very careful what you do in your daily life. Therefore, we should not discriminate. Oh, emptiness is very important. Conventional is not important. No, it's not like that. Then it's come to the question. Somebody asked a question about different appearance. I thought it is important to explain. The word is, I think if you know, 6.71, the sentence number 71, 6.71, I think, 36, 71. In the second line. So the same is true for someone with any eyes disease. So too is a peritia perception of a river as a stream of pools. In brief, this is the point, right? There's talking about different appearance. Let's say there's a river, there's a stream water. When we look at the water, for human being, this is simple water. Because we can test as a water, we can use as a water, we can perceive as an ordinary water. Second, next to us, there's a hungry ghost, hungry animal, hungry rams animal, ida. For them, they cannot see ordinary water. They cannot use as a water. They cannot have a taste as a water. For them, the river, the stream, it looks like blood. They can see as a blood. When they taste, they have a blood taste. Then next to the hungry ghost being, there's a divine being, the celestial being. For them, neither can see water nor can see blood. They can see the river is a nectar. When they drink, they have a nectar taste. For us, water taste. For the hungry ghost is a blood taste. For the divine being is a nectar taste. So somebody asked how is come. Then His Holiness explained, for example, let's say like apple. When you really chew the apple, you can feel it. It is kind of solid, bit solid. That means this moment you are focusing about the solid part. When you cut, when you chew, you can see it's a bit solid. If you don't chew it, you don't cut, you just soak, just soak the apple, you can feel the juice. You can taste the juice. You can drink the juice from the apple. It depends on how you can use it. Therefore, three different beings has a different kind of perception, because within the water, there's a kind of, potential to become water, potential to become blood, potential to become nectar. Also, karma. We human beings, we born as a human due to our karma. Therefore, look at, we human being has our human body. Also, we have our eyes. That eyes can have a limit potential to see. You cannot see far away. Maybe we can see like 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers, not more than. Because we have a human eyes. The second, the eagle, the king of the bird, the eagle, can see more than 500 kilometers because they have a different eyes. For example, I think everybody can see, the ants, the insect ants. We really don't know how can they feel this, like sweetness. Even though you keep far, away, still they can reach there. For they have a unique, sensation. Second, the hungry ghosts being, they are hungry ghosts. Due to the karma, they were born as a hungry ghost. Then they have a different perception, different karma. The divine being born with a different karma, they have a different perception, they have a different things, see differently. Therefore, look at, in our life, you can see someone in your family, he or she is always happy in Singapore. She doesn't, make any complaint about the weather, about the food, about the environment, about the people. He or she is very happy. Since born until, left this Singapore, he or she is very happy, no complaint. Because he or she is enjoying, one unique Singapore, depending on his own karma. Same family, same, parents, someone since born, he or she always complaining about Singapore weather, food, people, environment, friends. He or she never be happy. How come? They living same family, same, commonly same environment, same weather, commonly. How come he or she is not happy? Because he or she is just, living his or her own world. This world is only depending on her own unique karma. Therefore, for example, everybody, we are looking at the Buddha statue. We all together at the same time, we are looking at the Buddha statue. Everybody say, yeah, I saw the Buddha statue. I can see the Buddha statue. We commonly say, everybody can see. But different people has a different eyesight, different eye power. Also, actually, the Buddha can see in different ways. So therefore, in our life, karma is so powerful. Also, you can see, within one family, someone born, since the child born, the family, everything prosperity, everything goes well, very smooth, very good for many years. After many years, second child born, everything goes wrong. Nothing can be smooth. How come? Because first, for the boys born with his own karma, the karma produces all the positive things. Second child born with his or her own karma, they produce a lot of negative things in the family. Because you can see karma is so powerful. These are one of the questions. Then somebody asks a question. As a lay person living in the busy society, how we can really practice Dharma, how we can really, understand emptiness. His Holiness said, the Bodhisattva way of life, the teaching taught by Shantidev was very important text. First and second chapter, he's talking about bodhicitta. First, we must practice bodhicitta. In order to practice bodhicitta, we need to know why I need to practice bodhicitta, how I should practice bodhicitta. Then within the chapters, he's mentioned the chapter 8, the chapter of patience. So he mentioned you must study particularly the chapter 8. Because chapter 8 explains how to practice patience, why anger is very bad. The person who practices compassion, bodhicitta, love, the anger is the great enemy. So we need to reduce, we need to control anger. Therefore he mentioned, particularly chapter 8. Then as a Mahayan practitioner, so he also is mentioned in the Lama many times, self-centered cherishing, self-cherishing, self-centered attitudes is the origin of sufferings. Cherishing for others, other-centered attitude are the origin, important cause for happiness. Therefore, we need to control the self-centered attitude, I-centered attitude. When you say I-centered, because this morning I was thinking, which is more easy to understand. You can say self-centered in the English term, and you say I-centered attitude. You always put you are in the center. I'm most important. You put yourself as an I-centered attitude. It's a origin of suffering. Therefore, one of the chapters is mainly explained the benefit of self-cherishing, the loss of self-centered attitude. So therefore, the Bodhisattva way of life, the teaching is very important to study. Then among the chapter, the wisdom chapter is explained emptiness, selflessness. In order to have a deeper understanding, the Hisunis mentioned, you must study, the wisdom chapter from the True Lamrim by Lama Tsongkhapa. True Lamrim, there's a true wisdom chapter. You study about the true wisdom chapters. Then also the commentary of the Mula Madhyamaka Karika by Lama Tsongkhapa. Then the golden Trange Leshe Nyingbo, right? Trange Leshe Nyingbo, essence of the gold, isolate something, right? Then, particularly the commentary of on the entry into middle way. These 5 texts are very important to study, important texts to study, to have a pure, deeper, unmistaking understanding of emptiness. Therefore, whenever we have a Dharma class in TPC or by Zoom, I always said to you, the Buddhist people can be into two categories. Ones want to study and practice the Buddhism, also want to preserve the Buddha teachings. So most of you not include these categories. Yes, you must study, you must practice. You don't have the responsibility to preserve the Buddha teaching through receiving all the instruction, all the oral transmission, all the initiation. You don't have the responsibility. The second group, like monks and nuns, they must study, they must practice, they must preserve the Buddha teachings. Therefore, they have to receive all the oral transformations, all the initiations, all the commentaries, in order to preserve the Buddhist teaching. Therefore, as a lay person, I always urge all of you to study Lamrim, practice Lamrim, study the Bodhisattva way of life, practice. You don't need so many textbooks to study. If you don't practice the Dharma, if you just study, lot of study, it just causes to increase your ego. Oh, I have a better knowledge, strong ego. Also, it causes to have a attachment. I have a lot of Dharma knowledge. Also, it causes to look down other, Dharma brother and sister. Therefore, must study, must practice. Only studying is only cause to increase your negative thoughts. Also, you must remember in Lamrim, within the 6 perfections, if you practice generosity, ethical discipline, forbearance, right? Forbearance and joy effort. If you practice only the 4, it can be caused to the suffering. It can be caused to increase your afflicted emotions. Therefore, with top of the 5, you need to practice the mindfulness, the wisdom. Because I think today we have a quite number of people who attend the Zoom. Make sure, please, what you study, you must practice. When you practice very slowly, gently, continuously. And you must check within 1 year, did I change? Do you feel you are happier than the last year? Can you see you have a less negative thoughts than the last year? Can you feel you are more compassionate person than last year? If you are able to see this kind of transformation of changes, that means you are not only study, also you are practicing Dharma. If you cannot see any transformation or positive changing, a lot of negative changing, that means you are just studying, not practicing. So this I want to say as a revision class. Okay, so we can start the question answer. If you have any question and answer, I'm happy to help. There's nothing I can review today.
Yeah, yes, Geshe-la. We have questions from Kim. Kim, you can.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello, Geshe-la. Thank you for sharing and revising with us. I would like to ask a question, not exactly relating to this particular talk by His Holiness. So I hope you don't mind. I want to clarify. I want to clarify about the Four Noble Truths, the truth of cessation. I understand that for the Svatantrika school, the truth of cessation is a conventional truth.
Yes.
But for Prasangika, the truth of cessation is an ultimate truth. So I'd like you to elaborate and distinguish the two for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for asking this question. It's a very subtle kind of, there's a subtle meaning. First, analogy, I will use the sky and sky with the clouds. When you see, sky with a lot of clouds, you cannot see the sky very clearly because there's a lot of clouds. So when the cloud goes away, then you can see the skies very clearly, right? Sky clearly. When we say, oh, that now the skies become very clear, there's a two meaning. One, just the clear part of the clouds. Just clear parts of the clouds. No cloud on the sky. You're talking about the no clouds on the sky, or you're talking about the sky in nature, right? There's a two. When you say the sky is very clear. Same way, I think also everybody is very important for everybody. How we really achieve cessation. Therefore, His Holiness quoted, one of the sentence from the Mula Madha Makagrika. Cease or eliminate by emptiness. Clear? Cease or eliminate by emptiness. He's talking about the path, the method, which is eliminate the ignorance or whatever, the afflictive emotion by emptiness. Within the emptiness, how we, the Arhat, the Buddha, ceased the ignorance, afflictive emotions, he sees within the emptiness. Within the emptiness, right? Within the emptiness, he's talking about the cessation. First, path to cessation, by emptiness is part to cessation. Second is the actual cessation where all the ignorance ceased. They ceased within the emptiness. So according to Prasangika, the cessation, when he says the cessation, actually it is the emptiness of the mind. Therefore, according to Prasangika, cessation is the ultimate truth because it is the emptiness of the mind. When the cloud sees, eliminate or goes away in the sky, you're talking about the actual sky is a permanent. It's look at emptiness of the mind is the cessation. The emptiness of the Buddha mind. The emptiness of the Arhat mind is the cessation. Therefore, according to Prasangika, cessation is conventional truth. Ultimate truth. According to the Swadhantak school, according to the autonomous school point of view, from their point of view, the cessations, for example, washing the dirty clothes. Clear? First, the cloth is very dirty. Then you use the hydrogen, right? Detergent, or you like soap, you wash the clothes. Then you can say, oh, now the cloth is very clean, very pure. You are talking about the clean parts. You are talking about the fresh parts of the clothes. You are not talking about the nature of the clothes. So according to the Swadhantika school or according to the autonomous school, cessation is just the clean clothes. You're talking about the clean parts, not talking about nature of the clothes. Therefore, there's a two different view about the cessation. Also, somebody asks, is a cessation is a permanent or impermanent? According to Prasangika, the cessation is a permanent phenomenon because it's emptiness of the mind. According to the Swadhantak school, the cessation is the conditioned phenomena. It is actually the mind which is free from the ignorance. The mind is self. The Buddha mind is self. You can call cessations. The mind which is part of the free. The mind which is part of the free of the ignorant is the cessation. For them is a conditioned phenomena. And also, I think another important here I need to explain to all of you. Mind and emptiness of mind is not separated, is not separate phenomena. Mind is conventional truth. The emptiness of the mind, the selflessness of the mind is the conventional truth. Right? Mind is conventional truth. Emptiness of the mind is the ultimate. Selflessness of the mind is the ultimate truth. But the mind is changing. The mind changes momentarily. Yesterday mind is not today, not exist today. The morning mind is not exist now. Now mind, this moment mind is not going to exist second moment. The mind is changing, constantly changing moment by moment. At the same time, the emptiness of the mind also is changing. For example, morning mind not exist now. That means the morning emptiness of the mind not exist now. But we say change means when the mind is not there, then emptiness of the mind is not there. But it's not changing by causes condition. It's changing by the basis. Therefore, you should not think when the change mind, when the mind change, emptiness of the mind is changed, but not changed by causes condition. Therefore, emptiness of the mind is not impermanent. It's a permanent, but there's still change. But it's not still we can say permanent. Okay, quite clear?
Thank you, Geshe-la. Yeah, very clear. Thank you.
Also, you must remember. Okay, next question, please.
Yes, thank you, Geshe-la. The next question comes from Ziten and Mo. Yeah, Ziten, you can post your questions to Geshe-la.
I'm Ziten Amo. I'm from Ladakh.
Loudly, loudly.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Done.
I think her connections.
Okay, they can next.
Yeah, so her questions read like this, Geshe-la. She reads that on the basis of conventional truth, we realize the ultimate truth. Then in today's session, you mentioned that in order to realize conventional truth, you must realize ultimate truth first. How to understand this? And is it there is a contradiction here?
Actually, she is from Ladakh, right?
Yes.
Okay, first I want to greet Julie. You should not mix up the basis of the emptiness and also realizing the basis of emptiness, realizing the conventional truth. You should not mix up these two together. For example, this book is the basis of emptiness of the book. This book is basis. In order to understand emptiness of the book, you must realize this book. You must identify the basis. It doesn't mean you realize conventional truth. Right? That means the basis of the emptiness is the thing of the empty of whatever. That means you must say, yes, this book is the basis of the emptiness of this book. In order to realize emptiness of this book, you must realize this book. You must identify. Second, you need to negate. Second, you need to deny the independent book, inherent book. When you deny the independent end or inherent book, then finally you will realize the book exists not independently, merely dependently, merely designation. Then you will realize the conventional truth. Therefore, in order to know more clearly, you must read the commentary on Enter into Middle Way by Nagarjuna, Uma Gompa Rapsal. Also, you must read the wisdom chapter from the Lamrim Chemo. They distinguish very clearly. Thank you. Next question, please.
Dear Dharma brother and sister, do you have more questions for Geshe-la, please? You can raise your hands or you can unmute your mic. Yeah, Geshe-la, next question comes from Mui Ching. What is the differences between a book being a conventionalities and the conventional truth of the same book?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
What is the differences between a book being a conventionalities and the conventional truth of the same book?
It's the same thing. There's no difference, but there's a different way to how to apprehend. Actually, being as a conventional books, that means he's talking about the book always being as a conventional phenomena. It's the same thing, that the way of apprehending is different. Okay, next question, please. Any question?
Yes. Hi, Krishna.
Mhm.
I'd like to ask about yesterday. Yeah.
Mhm.
When you say that the Buddha nature for the lower school is just a potentiality for Buddhahood, and whereas that for the Prasangika is actually the empty nature of the mind, the emptiness of the mind. Now, according to what I've studied, Uttara Tantra,
Mhm.
based on the lower school, the Buddha nature was explained as the emptiness of the mind too. You know, so I.
Oh yeah, okay. So which book did you read?
Uttara Tantra, I think there's commentary, right, on the, it is based on, supposed to be the, is it my only school only, the Uttara Tantra? The commentary by Maitreya Buddha Ornament of Correct.
I think you must read the same book once more. Make sure it's talking about, it's mainly, from point of view from the Chitta Mantra school.
Yeah, Chitta Mantra school, is right.
No, because look at the first two schools, the Buddha nature is that the man has the potential to achieve Buddhahood. The man has the potential to become a complete, fully enlightened mind. This is the Buddha nature. Therefore, I will give you more detailed explanation. Therefore, therefore, according to the Chitta Mantra school, there's two schools, right? One is follow the scriptures, one is follow the reasoning. So you need to differentiate these two schools. Then Buddha nature has another two types. Ultimate Buddha nature, or able to generate kind of Buddhahood, also Buddha nature. Therefore, when you study more precisely about the Chitta Mantra and the first two schools, they also mention there are sentient beings, they cannot be Buddha. They don't have the Buddha potential, Buddha nature, because there is conditioned phenomena. Also, there's someone has a Buddha nature, it is fixed. Fixed means, for example, you have the Buddha nature to just be a Arhat. Then when you become a Arhat, you cannot come back to as a Bodhisattva and become Buddha. Then in Tibetan we call Tharduk, the final destination, 1 or 3. Therefore, according to Madhyamaka school, the Buddha nature is emptiness of the mind. Therefore, doesn't matter, even though you reach to the Arhat state, you still can practice bodhicitta, then you can be Buddha. Because every Buddha has a mind, the mind nature is emptiness. Therefore, I request you to read the books more clearly. Make sure it's not mixing different school views.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Next question, please.
Yes, the next question comes from Sandeep Kataria.
Mm-hmm.
The question reads like this: is there a risk for falling in samsara for bodhisattva when they are reborn to help sentient beings?
Falling
into samsara for bodhisattva when they are reborn to help sentient beings.
Okay, here what we need to know, born in samsara, two different ways. One is due to the karma, no exception. You have a karma, you have to born. Therefore, we were in samsara due to our own karma. Bodhisattva also, there's two types who are not, Arhat yet. he or she can be born in samsara due to the karma. The second concept types of bodhisattva who are arhat, so who are arya. The bodhisattva who are being arya, he or she born in samsara due to the aspiration, due to the choice, not the karma. Then he or she, after fully become a Buddha, fully enlightened being, then they're born in samsara, not due to the karma, not due to the aspiration, due to the merit. Merit. Also, you must know, if you practice compassion, you can be free from the blissness state. If you only practice compassion, you cannot be free from samsara. If you only practice selflessness or emptiness, you can be free from samsara, but you cannot be free from the blissness state. Therefore, after he or she become a Buddha, he or she will definitely born, take a rebirth in samsara due to the merit. Otherwise, there's no point to be Buddha. Because here also all of you must remember, achieving Buddhahood is not the main kind of achievement to achieve as a bodhisattva. He wished to achieve Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. Benefiting all sentient beings is the most final achievement, final goal. Therefore, the Buddhas, he or she born in samsara due to the merit. The Bodhisattva Arya who born in samsara due to the aspiration. The Bodhisattva not reach to the Arya state, he or she born in samsara due to the karma. Okay, quite clear? Next question, please.
Thank you, Geshe-la. The next question comes from Palten Serene. Can Geshe-la explain Acharya Chandrakirti presentation of selflessness on phenomena through refutation of production from others?
Selflessness of phenomena?
Selflessness on phenomena through refutations of production from others.
Please ask him more clearly. Still, the question is still not complete for me.
Geshe-la, what she meant is, in order to understand selflessness of phenomena, how do you understand it by you reject production from others? How to understand selflessness of phenomena using the method of rejecting or refuting productions from others?
Actually, what do you mean refuting production of other?
Hello.
Then, what do you mean refuting production of other?
Geshe-la, in the Acharya Chandrakirti's presentation of the selflessness of phenomena in the entering the middle way, Acharya Chandrakirti speaks about supports the selflessness of phenomena through four means: refuting production from self, refuting production from other, refuting production from both, and refuting production from causeless production. So I was asking about the second point. If you could elaborate, please.
I understand. Thank you so much. Actually, you must say, refuting arising from other. You should not say refuting, other productions. Refusing production arise from other. You can say Tibetan, Jen Lekewa. Okay. here, there are 4 points. You must know who really assert, each of the points. The non-Buddhist, one of the non-Buddhist proponent, they assert things arise itself, Ranglekewa. Second, who really assert things arise from other. You need to know that the proponent who assert things arise from other is mainly the Chitta Mantra proponent. Therefore, there's a lot of debate and a lot of questions. Who really assert things arise from other? What is the definition? What's the meaning of arising from other? Therefore, the definition of arising from other is things arise, the cause which exists essentially existent cause. Essentially existent cause produce essential fruits or result. This is the definition of arising from other. Is mainly assert from the Chitta Mantra school. Therefore, look at, in order to know why things are not arising from other, it doesn't mean the cause and it is all cause and effects are other. There's not one phenomena, right? Cause and effect is separate. There's two things. It doesn't mean Madhyamaka school also assert things arise from others because the cause is other than the result. No. The substantially existent cause produce substantial fruits or result. This is the definition of arising from other. Therefore, according to Chandrakirti, there's not substantial cause. They are not existent substantial cost. Right? Therefore, the same thing, if they're able to reject independent cause, then you're able to understand there's nothing arise from other. Because arising from other, arising from independent cause is the same meaning. Quite clear for you?
Yes, Geshe-la. Thank you. Appreciate.
I think everybody, I'm not answering for Padan. So when you think about the 4 points, so Chandrakirti reject the 4 points. Who assert the first point? Who assert the second, third, both? So you have to know the different schools. Therefore, it's very easy to understand how Nagarjuna Chandrakirti rejected. So I think you also must know how I said the definition of arising from other means substantially existing phenomena produce the substantially cause. Because I follow the Nyanja Shepa, it's very clear in the his Madhyamaka text. Okay, thank you. Next question, please.
And next, we will turn over to Yen for her question. Yen.
Hi, Geshe-la Tashidele. Thank you for your amazing teaching.
Thank you.
That's really, really very, very good. I just want to ask a question. You know, for Chitta Mantra, they assert no externality, whereas Prasangika said there's externality. So my question is, you know, so we actually impute something based on the basis of destination. So that is, so I think this relate to yesterday, Dipishla asked this question at the end, and he said that, you know, there's actually like when we actually trying to designate something based on a valid basis of destination, it looks like something is out there, something objectively out there. How to address this problem? Thank you, Geshe-la.
Okay, I think here I will answer you more, I think, precisely more complicated, very complicated way, because I think most of you study about the Nalendra course. So before I explain about the Chitta Mantra school, I will explain based on the two Madhyamaka schools, Pasangika and Swatantika, right? Swatantika. Look at again this book. According to the Pasangika school, also history is mentioned briefly this morning, very briefly, but not so. I'm not sure it's translated into English or not. What is this? This is the, according to the Sudantika school, according to the autonomous school, this is the calendar, books, calendar, right? If you ask this question to Nagarjuna, what is this? He will say, this is the basis. This is the base, this is the basis or base of the calendar book. Clear? This is the basis of the calendar book. When we name calendar book, we name this basis. This is the basis. So, where's the book? Actually, yes, you can say this is book. According to Nagarjuna, Nagarjuna not saying the basis of the book is book. According to Nagarjuna saying, basis of this phenomena, then we just mainly label it, we name as a book. Therefore, first you need to know, according to Nagarjuna, nothing exists inherently. There's not, nothing exists from objectively, from object side. According to autonomous school, no, this book exists from object side. That means, look at, this is book, right? And this is not a book. What's different? Because this is book just itself is a book, not only merely designation. Second, you ask question, why Chitta Mantra really, assert things exist externally. Here, you must know, in the Chitta Mantras, there's a two schools, sub-schools, follow the reasoning, follow the scriptures. Chitta Mantra who follow the scripture, they believe into all basis mind, Kunji. For them, the object and subject, clear? Object and subject. For example, my eyes looking at this book. My mind is looking at this book. The book, which is perceived to me, the consciousness which perceives the book, the consciousness and this book, the both arise by one of the mental imprint. Therefore, I think you know the Tibetan, Kunji means all this is mind. Kunji Sabon means, the potentiality that sits in the all basis mind. For example, there's a potential. The potential become two parts. One transformed as a book, second transformed as a consciousness. That means the consciousness, the book is come from one mental imprint. That means the book is look like, just reflection from the mind, reflection of the mind. The books look like dream. Therefore, according to Chitta Mantra, they always use nothing exists externally, is look like things are like external phenomena, look like dreaming. Then Madhyamaka school always use the magician horse. Magician horse, the substance, the mantra, then the polluted minds. Therefore, according to Chitta Mantra school, the things like a house, a water, tree, food, those are just a reflection of the mind. Those are there, but not there as a substantially. For example, when you watch movie, in the movie theater, you're watching movie, you can say, oh, there's a tree, there's a water, there's a person, there's a fighting. Actually, when you look closely, the fighting, the water is not there. It's coming from the projector. So our mind is the projector, is project external phenomena. It's there, not there from their side. It's from our mental projections. Therefore, Chitta Mantra and Chitta Mantra, according to Chitta Mantra, so everything is the mental projection. According to one of the Madhyamaka Sukha, is not mental projection. Things are arise from, things are there. It's come from the combination of the 4 elements. Therefore, Chitta Mantra Sukha also, they don't accept things arise from the atom, the subatom. It's because mental projections.
So Geshe-la, can I say that for Chitta Mantra, the substantial cause for all the phenomena are just mind?
Yes.
How about
no mind. The mind, mental imprint, pacha. Can you repeat in Tibetan? Pacha.
Pacha.
Okay. Here I think also all of you need to know, when we perceive things, something perceived due to our mental imprint. Something appeared to us due to our meditations. For example, some meditator, they meditate on all area full of like bones, full of water, full of fire. Due to meditations for many years, finally they really can see the whole land is full of bones, full of water, full of fire. For them still they can use as a water and fire. The appearance is not from due to the imprint, due to the karma, because it's due to the meditations. So you need, according to Chitta Mantra Sukha, you need to learn how things appear to us due to the karma, like due to the imprint, mental imprint, due to the meditations, or due to the merit power. There's different ways you need to learn how things appear to us.
Geshe-la, how about prasangika? Prasangika, is that, can I say that prasangika, because everything is projected from the mind, so can I actually say that the substantial cause is also the imprint?
Oh, no. Prasangika, they don't say everything is a mental projection. Everything inputted by minds. For example, what is this? This is mobile phone. This is a phone. 100 years ago, there wasn't phone. There are many, like us, people, so many things put together. We never say it's become phone. So many things put together that there's a things. Then there's a thing, haven't become phone. Then one day, somebody labeled as a phone, right? So according to Chitta Mantra, the Prasangika, they never say everything is a mental projection. Everything is a mental, like a label by mind, or naming by thoughts, not mental projections. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Most welcome.
Geshe-la, Mujing would like to ask, earlier on His Holiness recommend a book to us to understand the 4 schools of tenets. Would you confirm what title is that book?
Okay, this one I wasn't sure. His Holiness was talking about the the great tenets by Jana Shepa. Oh, I guess he was mentioning mainly about the Truptha Rinchen Tengwa. Truptha, I think tenets of Galen. Truptha Rinchen, the tenets of precious Galen. It is only, I think, only 20 pages, but everything is very clear. The definition, sub-school, differences between different schools, because the great tenets is so big, is bigger than the Lamrim Chemo. I think he's talking about, he already mentioned, I think he mentioned mainly about the tenets Galen by Jime Wangpo, Winken Jime Wangpo. Other was written by Jamyang Shepa. Both of them are translated to English. The big one translated by Joby Hopkins, but they haven't come in books, but it's very expensive. You buy the soft copy is very expensive. Yes, next question, please.
Next question from Zitan Angmo again. She would like to know what is the difference between Kunzi and Pakchak. Sorry, I'm not sure I pronounced it right.
Kuiji Pakchak. I think, look at in the Ladakhi language or Tibetan language, Kun. Kun means Sangma. All, Sangma, Kun. Ji means like a foundation, like a basis. So the Kuiji is the all basis mind. Is a mind. Kuiji is a mind, not mental factor, not mental imprint. Here, according to Chitta Mantra school, they assert 8 types of minds. There's a 6 mind, 8 minds. Yeah, Jushe 2. Then afflictive minds. The basis mind, they assert into 8 types of minds. There's a lot of reasonings. One, because according to Chitta Mantra school, everything must posit, must establish through final lot of analyze, due to a lot of analyze. Finally, they need to establish something exists substantially. Therefore, when we say who is coming from previous life, who is going to go to next life, when we say, yes, me, like human, like animal, then they study who is really I am, who is really me. That means the 5 consciousness is a very temporal. Then the 6 mind, sometimes is a be positive, sometimes be negative. Therefore, the 6 mind cannot be the basis for all mental imprints. Therefore, they need to believe or assert the all basis mind. The all basis mind always be neutral, neither be positive nor negative, always be neutral. That there has all the potential mental imprint. Therefore, Pakcha is a not mind, neither consciousness. Within the 3 conditions, within the condition, there's a 3: form, consciousness, non-associated formation. So the Pacha is neither consciousness nor form. It is included into non-associated formative formation. Damin Duje. I think in Tibetan we call the Pacha is Denmin Duje. The all basis mind is Kuiji number Shepa. Got clear?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think, okay. So next question will go to Mui Cheng. Mui Cheng, your question, please. You can unmute your mic, yeah.
Thank you, Gishila. Okay, I have been thinking about this problem for a long time. What is the nature, what is the relationship between the mental image, the imaginary of and the conceptual consciousness perceiving the imaginary. Because to me, the imaginary mental image is a permanent phenomena. Therefore, if it's a permanent phenomena, we cannot say that it has a cause, right? So a problem, we cannot say that it has got like, it doesn't come from an imprint. Therefore, I have difficulty then establishing the the relationship between the conceptual consciousness and the mental image. It's not cause and effects, and we cannot say that conceptual consciousness is the cause for the mental image to arise. So my question is, out of the three dependent arising in the Pasankika consequent middle way school, mental image is of which type? It's not cause and effect, then is it part of whole? Number two, what is the relationship between, how do we explain to people when people ask, what is the relationship between the conceptual consciousness and the mental image perceiving it?
Here, I think all of you, thank you so much for asking this question again. The mind or the conscious, actually it's a very complicated to translate into English, all the, the term of the Tibetan. So in the Tibetan language, we have a mind, we have Sem, Semjung. Then there's a confusion. Sometimes, compassion look like translate as a mind. So it doesn't matter. There's a lot of difficulties to explain about the mind in English. First, all minds, we can have only two categories: the conceptual mind, the non-conceptual mind. Clear? All consciousness, conceptual and non-conceptual. Topa, tome. Topa means conceptual mind. Tome means non-conceptual mind. Then how it come? The mind has only two categories. Now you can think here, when you hear the sound, you can hear the sound through your air consciousness directly. Eyes consciousness perceive the form directly. The five sensation is a non-conceptual mind. Then each of the mind, when they perceive the object, the individual object through the five consciousness, the five minds, beyond that there's a thoughts which is conceptual mind. For example, you saw this phenomena. Oh, what is this? First you perceive the thing in your eyes directly. Second, there's a thought. What is this? It is white, it is black, it is brown. There's a lot of thoughts. All the thoughts we put into the conceptual mind. Therefore here, the Hindu, Buddhist and particular Hindu, there's a lot of debate about the conceptual and non-conceptual mind. Therefore, the five senses perceive the object directly, between there's no imaginary. Second, I ask you right now, you are in your home. Can you remember TBC, Tibetan Buddhist Center? Yes, you can remember. You can look like, you can understand, right? You can remember, you can comprehend. TBC, can you or cannot?
Yes.
Can, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can remember the TBC. Also, you can realize TBC. Mm-hmm. You can cognize TBC. When you say, yes, I can cognize TBC, actually, can you see actual TBC right now? Can you?
No.
No. You can see only
memory.
Non-memory, the image. You have a memory, you should not mix up memory and image.
Okay, there's an image in my mind.
Yeah, certainly you can just reflect the image in your mind. Mm. The conceptual mind has the only way to perceive the things through the image.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you must know why the conceptual is an image. The most important question you ask, the imaginary, with Tibetan language called, body language we call Donji.
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 Donji. Donji.
Donji. G. C-H-I-G.
Okay.
Donji. This is the ton, meaning actual phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
Ton. G means the image, the picture of the phenomena in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's Donji.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Donji, the imaginary, is a permanent or impermanent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is permanent phenomena,
Mm-hmm.
not impermanent. It is not, produced by minds. It is not arise from causes and condition.
Mm.
In order to know why the image, mental image is permanent or impermanent, then you really need to know how the thoughts, the functioning of the thoughts, how the thoughts function. So therefore, you really need to study very precisely about how the thoughts function, the functioning of the thoughts. Mm-hmm. And also you remember we have a Gapa, Tupa, right? The negated phenomena and established phenomena, right? So if you know the exact meaning of the negated phenomena and the established phenomena, the meaning, if you know Gapa, the Tupa, then you will realize, yes, the imaginary is a permanent. Mm-hmm. Also, meaning permanent doesn't mean stay there always.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is a very simple answer for you, but in order to know more precisely, then you really have to study about the mind and mental factors.
Thank you. Thank you, Geshe-la.
Okay. Do we have a time?
Yeah. So we have, I think, one more questions.
Okay.
So it's from Paulten Sering. Would Geshe-la kindly explain the selflessness of person through the Chariots analogy?
Selfless of person?
Yeah, through Chariot analogy.
Chariot. Oh. Okay. In the worldly sense, let's say chariot, right? The horse chariot, Shingta. We Tibetan call Shingta. It's not like a horse. Shing is a wooden horse. Chariot. When you look at the car, I think this day we can use the car in a very simple way. Think about the car. You bought all parts of the car, all parts, all parts of the car, the wheel, the steering, seat, everything. You bought everything from different companies. Then you put all of together in one place. At that moment, is there a car? No. All parts of car is there, but there's not car yet there. Then you put all together. You put all together. Then you look like become complete car. But you haven't put diesel or petrol. Do you think this is still a car? No, because it doesn't have a function to move, function to carry, something, someone. Same thing, for example, we have a dead body. When you look at the dead body has a complete organs, heart and lungs, everything there. It looks like the car there. Without petrol, without gas, the car cannot move. We need the body need a consciousness. When you study part by part, is the wheel a car? Is the steering a car? No, each of the parts never be a car. Without all the parts, we cannot establish a car. That means the car is just merely label basis of all the parts as well having function as a car. When you go in, you can see inside the car. You cannot see the outside car. When you out, you can see the outside car. You cannot see inside. Same thing when you study about human in a person, self, person, you can say, yeah, I saw the person. You saw, like right now you say, you can see, oh, I saw Geshe Yonten in saw, right? Let's say because you saw my picture. Let's say you can see, you saw my body. You saw my head. It's not me. Still, you're going to say, yes, I saw him. When you touch somebody's hand, you say, oh, I touched the person. The person said, oh, you touched me. Actually, the hand is not you. You are not the hand. But still we say, yeah, he or she touched me. This means the person, the self is not totally established from the parts, but each of the parts cannot be the person. The person is the mainly label, depends on all the parts, not only parts having function as a human. Then we can say, this is a human, this is a person, based on all these conditions. So, therefore, I think also in the commentary of the Mula Mada Karika by Lama Tsongkhapa and Zashitik Chen, it really, they explain very precisely each of the words. So you can think, the person is look like a car. Without moving, we cannot say actually car. The worldly, we say this is a car. Actually, it is not a car because they don't have a function. The dead body. All the parts you put together, you collect together, haven't put together, which cannot sit in a car. Therefore, the human, the self, the beings are look like just merely depend on 5 aggregates. Each of the 5 aggregates cannot be person. The person cannot be each of the 5 aggregates. Without the 5 aggregates, you cannot establish the person. The person has the 5 aggregates, but the person doesn't have the inherent 5 aggregates. Therefore, you need to learn the 4 pounds, 5 pounds, and 8 or 7 pounds to establish emptiness of the self, emptiness of person. Thank you. So this is maybe the last question, right?
Yes, Geshe-la, this is the last questions.
All of you really rejoice and thank you so much for the Zoom discussion class. And thank you so much. And all of you be healthy and safe. And thank you so much.